We all know how to draw lines, but in this video we will identify the types of lines and learn various names given to types of lines depending on the direction that they're drawn and how they intersect. First, let's look at the definition of line. Have you ever stopped to wonder what the definition is of a line? We say a line is a set of points that extend endlessly in both directions. And imagine if we had a point. And on that point, we placed another point, and another point, and another point, continuing on until we had a lot of points. You can see that that looks like a line. And in this case, this line runs from left to right, and this type of line is called a horizontal line. Horizontal lines run from left to right. Now, what if we took a point and we added points underneath it, going one after the others directly underneath as far as we can go? That also looks like a line. And since it goes from the highest point up to the highest point down, lines drawn up and down we call vertical. A vertical line runs up and down. Now let's see what happens if we draw a line from left to right, or from right to left, looking a little diagonal or slanted. We call this type of line oblique. Now let's see what happens when lines cross each other. When two lines cross like this, we call these lines intersecting lines. Now if we take two lines and they cross like this at 90 degrees or right angles, we call this a perpendicular line. We can see that perpendicular lines have one horizontal line and one vertical line, and when they cross each other, they are known as perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines always cross at 90 degrees. What happens when two lines never cross and they are the same distance apart? Like this. We call these types of lines that never cross and are the same distance apart parallel lines. Let's take a look at some lines we can find in real life. The first picture shows us a set of train tracks or railroad tracks, and we can see that the tracks, the lines on the tracks, are parallel. They run in the same direction, but they never meet. In the second diagram, we can see a mountain, and we can say that the distance from the top to the bottom, straight up and down, is a vertical line. And in the diagram where we can see the water and the sky, the horizon where the sky meets the water, we can call that a horizontal line. And the bottom diagram is a picture of a track with various lanes and various lines, and we can see that where these lines intersect, they are perpendicular lines. And now let's try to figure out how to classify these lines. Take a look at these. What type of lines do these look like? Yes, they're intersecting lines. They do cross, but they don't cross at 90 degrees, and so they're not perpendicular. How about this line? It runs from left to right, and so we call this a horizontal line. How about these? They cross each other, and the little square in the middle means that is a 90-degree angle or a right angle. And so these cross at 90 degrees, so we call those perpendicular lines. What about these two lines? They don't seem to cross, and they're the same distance apart, going in the same direction. These are called parallel lines. What about this line? Because it runs up and down, we know that this is called a vertical line. And now it's quiz time. Name the line or lines shown. Time's up. This is called a horizontal line. Lines that run from left to right are called horizontal. And now number 2. You have 5 seconds to name the line or lines shown. Time's up. These are the lines that you will see in the road or the street when you're driving. And they are parallel lines. They run in the same direction, but they never meet. Number 3. Name the line shown. On a basketball court, these two lines. Time's up. Because they cross or intersect at 90 degrees, we call these perpendicular lines. And number 4, name these lines. On the soccer field, this line. Time's up. This runs up and down, and we know lines that run up and down are called vertical lines. And number 5, name the line or lines shown. Time's up. These are two coconut trees that seem to be crossing each other or intersecting, and they are known as intersecting lines. Well done. And now you've solved the mystery of how to name various types of lines. Great job.